Hey, it's Trixie. Welcome to the underground. I slept very late. It's Sunday. I can tell the Big E's killing me. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but the Weather Channel was so off yesterday. It was like, rain, hurricane coming. No rain. It drizzled in the morning and then rained when I got out, but it stopped people from coming. It was all kids. So it's a struggle. I've been struggling, but let me tell you, I love to sleep. It was good. I've been so busy, my stalker can't even find me. He's like instant messaging me on Facebook. Where are you? I went to your job. I'm like, that's real normal. This is the Trump supporter I told you about. He's like, if my stalker can't find me, you know what I should tell him? I should write back and say, I'm sorry, I was horribly disfigured in a motorcycle accident. So maybe he wouldn't have a crush on me. I'm going to talk to his girlfriend. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? American Horror Story, you guys. It started. Kim Kardashian, American Horror Story with Emma Roberts and Kim Kardashian. Delicate, it's called, part 1. So it starts off with Emma Roberts sees some dark hooded figure in her, I think it was in her bed. She gets up, chases the figure, boom, out the door. She's an actress. She goes to like in vitro treatment. Her husband, I don't know, it seems like Rosemary's Baby. It's weird. Weirdo doctors. It's almost like a Stanley Kubrick film. And they sedate her. She gets suppositories. That's lovely. Puts them in her fridge, and then all things start happening. She starts like hallucinating and stuff. It's like the size of lipstick, these suppositories. She sticks them in her butt. Kim Kardashian is her publicist, okay? And I think something's going on because she couldn't have a baby. So I think they're going to try and steal the kid. I don't know what's going to happen. It's got spiders in it. I don't know. It's very crazy. But this is her first line. I'm not going to swear because my mother is watching. I'll be much more darker when my mother dies. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. She says, tell such and such to suck my effing... I hate to say it, but that's what it is. That's her first line. I got to tell you, listen, I talk a lot about the Kardashians, not on this show, but when I had a podcast like 7 years ago. She's good in it. I actually look forward to her scene. She's actually good. She's interesting. I just get the feeling she's sinister. It's just all publicists are sinister. I used to work with them. So yeah, number one, she's a publicist. And then a lot of them are kind of nasty. Some of them are really nice, but, using the see you next Tuesday word. Why does FX get away with using all these crazy... They must have some... Can you imagine? I wouldn't let my kid watch it that early. Wait till you're like 18, then you can watch. I don't want to hear any terrible words till you're 18. She puts off her embryo transfer due to an interview with Andy Cohen. So Andy Cohen made the show on Watch What Happens Live. It's too funny. And guess who else is mentioned? Tom Sandoval. Can you believe this? I guess Raquel or Rachel, she calls herself now, from Vanderpump. She blocked Tom Sandoval. He wished her a happy birthday and she blocked him publicly. She pasted the post and she did it very publicly, which again, Lala Kent went after her. Lala's busy like trying to stop animal testing. Good for her. Speaking of animals, hungry sheep munched on over 600 pounds of pot. Medicinal marijuana after raiding a greenhouse. They probably thought it was just a plant. Drug addicts. I'm wondering if they hit a 7-Eleven to get some Doritos after. This was in Thessaly, Greece, because with all the floodings going on, the sheep went crazy. Like, let's get some food. And I guess the people that were watching were saying they were jumping very high. Very high. Not normal. Lauren Boebert in the news. Lauren Boebert in the hot seat, caught on camera vaping. Right in front of a pregnant woman. The pregnant woman was behind her. Please stop vaping. They were at some play at a theater where kids were. I mean, come on. She again with the child. Yeah, I'm into kids. She's worried about the drag queens. It's too funny. She got kicked out of the theater for vaping, and then the guy, her boyfriend, had his hand on her breast or something, or groping. She was groping his crotch. Okay. I mean, she's kind of crazy. But yeah, come on. You don't do that in front of a pregnant woman. I don't care about vaping. I don't care about that stuff. Go in the bathroom and do it, You're nuts. You know what? Her husband, or ex-husband, she's divorced now. He took responsibility for her craziness. Because I guess he cheated on her. I'd cheat on her too. I'm sorry to say that. She flipped off the camera when she was getting thrown out of the theater. But, that's like low class. She's low class. But she was worried about grooming kids. Look at what you're doing in front of a pregnant woman. Just stop. Again, I don't care about vaping. Just go in the bathroom. Go in the bathroom. So the right is saying it's liberals setting her up. Yeah, we put the vape in her mouth and forced her finger to flip off the camera. It's the liberals' fault. They're controlling the weather. This is what I always say when the Republicans are fooling around with the weather again. Me and John had a little argument this morning about climate change. I'm telling you, the Weather Channel's off. It's always off. But climate scientists, that's like 99% believe in that climate change stuff. And you can measure the ocean temperature just like you can measure your damn pool. You know, you can, if it goes up like a degree, things happen. Look, don't listen to me. I'm not a scientist. I only know how to speak. Barely. So Lauren Boebert apologized, and that's good. I'm glad she apologized. First, she denied it, the liar. Then I guess I'm talking about, I wrote this down a little while ago, but Joe Biden, you're worried about his acumen. Well, Trump said last week that Biden's going to get us into World War II. Did you hear what I just said? Also, he said he was convinced that he was running against Obama. See, I don't know if he just said that like he's just crazy. I mean, I don't think he's got dementia. Everybody thinks Biden has dementia. I think Trump is just nuts. And at the Biggie, I've been seeing people with Trump's mugshot. So they're coming out of the woodwork now. So I'm surprised he didn't say he was running against Hillary because he's fascinated with her. But Biden did something weird at a fundraiser. He mentioned why he ran for president because it was about Charlottesville and how Trump said there's good on both sides. Remember that? But Biden repeated it twice over a matter of minutes. Look, I repeat the same stories. I've probably done that on this show, but not in a matter of minutes. Let me just say, is he over 80? So 50% of people over the age of 80 plus, have some form of dementia. If he has it, I don't know. He might. I'm starting to maybe believe it. I'm still voting for the demented guy. I don't know. I'm not voting for the other demented guy. In Toledo, Ohio, a drunk woman climbed up a tree. Now listen to this one. This is from On Patrol Live. She refused to come down. Very drunk, very drunk. Come on. They're like, come down. Guess what? She peed on 3 cops. This is one of the reasons I would never want to be a police officer. How disgusting is that? Urinating, a woman urinating on you? What is wrong with people? Oh, I just can't believe it. So I guess a few states are opposing to overturn bestiality laws. So they think it's okay to screw a cow or a sheep because they said that the courts would overturn so they're worried about gay people having sex. Let me tell you something. You're not stopping gay people from having sex, but you really want the bestiality laws going on the books? Listen, when I used to bartend in my 20s, I remember a guy openly admitting that he screwed a sheep. And he was like defending it. He goes, well, it was just like a woman. Okay, I'm sorry. No, I don't really think women are like sheep. Although I did compare my ex to an alpaca a couple weeks ago. But I really don't agree with having sex with dogs. I'm sorry. Or cats or any animal. Don't you think there's enough people to have sex with? You got to go with an animal. So about that guy who died at the Patriots game, they're all talking about this. He got punched twice in the head and then he died. He did start the fight. I'm not saying he deserved to die. Patriot fans, and according to Tyreek Hill, are the worst. So I agree. First of all, they're the dumbest. I went to a Patriots game in a Redskins jersey. Sorry, people. The Redskins actually started in Boston, okay, for all that don't know. And there was no Patriot fans when I was growing up here in Massachusetts in the 70s. Anyway, I had a Redskins jersey with Santana Moss on the back, okay? It was just his number, 89. So this kid goes to me, Randy Moss. I turned around and I said, if you're going to abuse me, at least get the name right. They're least knowledgeable fans in the NFL. I know some of them know something. Sorry, Uncle David, I know you watch the show. You know a lot, but a lot of Patriot fans are really, really bad. And they're so spoiled, used to winning with Tom Brady. Did you see when they honored Tom Brady a couple weeks ago? Oh, I'm always a Patriot. At halftime, he was up in the box with the Crafts. And then he ripped off his Brady jersey and then went down the steps and left. So couldn't wait to get that jersey off, I'll tell you. But I think Tyreek Hill was mad about the Patriots fans because someone threw a beer on him when he scored a 70-yard touchdown. I can't wait for football today. They're going against the Rams quarterback, Sean McVay, about like hitting the spread. I guess he kicked a meaningless field goal, like with a minute and a half left. He had no chance to win. And like, why kick the field goal? Like, who cares? They were on the 20-yard line. So he did, and he covered the spread. There's a lot of gambling going on in sports, and that doesn't help. That doesn't help us. I am getting my COVID shot tomorrow. Sorry, John. But I was going to go to my friend's house. Guess what? He's got COVID. Thank God I didn't go because I can't afford to get sick. I'm working at the Big E, and then my birthday's coming up in 2 weeks, and I got a party. It's time to go to the shrine. Speaking of like people who don't believe in the shot, Vivek Ramaswamy, he regrets taking the COVID vaccine. I guess he had 2 doses. Listen, he's a young guy. I get it. You have the right not to take the vaccine. I have no problem with that. His wife is a surgeon. She took it. Well, what if he gave it to her and she gave it to the patient? See, that's the way I think. Like, yeah, I could risk not getting the shot, but I have an 86-year-old mother who's had cancer. So you got to think about who you can hurt. I mean, I heard a story recently at work that this kid gave his grandmother COVID and she died. He's got to live with that for the rest of his life. So, yeah, your choice, your body, I agree with that all the way. But, like, I think of other people. Like, I don't care. As long as I don't grow another head, I don't care. But yeah, I'm getting it. You know, I was on the fence about keep getting the shots, but like I don't want to. This is what it prevents. It doesn't prevent you from getting COVID. What it prevents is from getting long COVID. That's what I don't want. I don't care if I get COVID. The first COVID was the worst. My sister can't work. And my neighbor's actually worse than my sister. She walks around in a mask and gloves and barely goes out of her house. She can't work anymore. She was like in the military, so she's a strong woman. Now she's in clinical trials. They're studying her because she falls asleep like this. She'll be talking and then she falls asleep. So, yeah, no thanks. I won't take that. Taylor Swift is going to affect the next election. She's registered 35,000 people, obviously kids and probably Democrats, to vote by an Instagram post. Man, I'll tell you, if she ran for president, she'd probably get more votes than Biden or Trump. She's helping grow the economy. I like this kid. She's pretty cool. COVID levels are hovering near to 2020's peak. Everybody's getting it, but it's like a weaker strain. I just, look at the long COVID, keep it away from me. Just keep it away from me. I'm not afraid, really. I don't want long COVID. I really don't like getting that. They said 650,000 Americans are getting infected daily. I know because people around me are all getting sick. And I think Whoopi got it from like the 15th time on The View. 10 signs you're emotionally immature adult. 1, you throw tantrums. Oops, I've done that. Number 2, you avoid responsibility. You point fingers. Trump does that. Number 3, they struggle with empathy. No, I have a lot of empathy. Talk about themselves when you try to talk about your own bad day. You get people like that in your life. Number 4, you're impulsive. That's me. Making big decisions on a whim. Well, I don't make big decisions on a whim, but I shop on a whim. I'm crazy. Number 5, you struggle with commitment. I struggle with commitment. I mean, I'm committed to my job, but not a relationship. And my hobby I'm committed to, but they say relationships, jobs, hobbies. No, it's relationships. I can't commit. Sorry. Struggle with communication. I have no problem with talking at all. But I know people like that. You avoid the tough conversations. Men aren't really good communicators. I'll tell you that right now. You ever get people that give you the silent treatment? They don't talk. They walk around with a puss on their face. Number 7, they're self-centered, stuck in their own universe. We all know people like this. People's feelings or perspectives constantly talking about themselves. Number 8, they have difficulty handling criticism. I work with people like this. Instead of seeing it as an opportunity for growth, they view it as a personal attack. Low EQ. 9, they're inflexible, set in their ways. I adapt, but I'm a little bit like that. They struggle to adapt to new ideas or changes. Number 10, overly defensive. I know people that are have most of these. Takes everything personally. Do you ever get somebody like that in your life? You say something and they're like, oh, they think you're like abusing them. Walking on eggshells around people. I'm going quickly. Governor Maura Healey. Now at the Big E, Ned Lamont went on Connecticut Day. At the Big E, well, where was Maura? It was Massachusetts Day this week. She's too busy banning one single plastic use for all state agencies. It's okay, but you know what? I have plastic bottles. I have one in my bag. Sorry. People abuse me. All the ultra liberals. I have ultra liberals in my life that don't want me eating hamburgers. And I have them that don't want me using plastic. And I'm kind of there's a little conservative in me. I got to admit, a little bit. I use plastic bottles. I'm sorry. Massachusetts is also passing a law, anybody that lives in this state, in a couple of weeks in October, that you have to buy triple pane windows. But the way we do it, if you can't afford it, we'll probably give you the windows. That's how we do it. Massachusetts, we force people to do the right thing. I think one more thing before I own the show. Before I get rid of this, because I wanted to do a double show, but I don't think I'm going to do it now. It's the 50th anniversary of Battle of the Sexes. I watched the Billie Jean King, Bobby Riggs. Oh my God, he was old. 55 years old. She was like 29 and number one. She was abusing the hell out of him with the drop shots. He was sweating like a pig. Like the pig he rode up on. You know, he rode a pig. Like he's a male chauvinist pig. He said women belong in the kitchen. That was kind of funny. Women, yeah, they can cook. They can also have babies. They can also work. They do it all. Glenn Campbell was there. Andy Williams were there. It was like a men against women kind of thing. You know, I love Billie Jean, where the women and the men were going for Bobby Riggs. Like, I don't hate the guy. Who cares? I felt bad for him because he was getting his butt kicked. 3 straight sets. You know, he's 55. I give him credit for going out there. I bet you he bet on the game. He used to be a gambler. But I just think, you know, too bad. I love Billie Jean. Okay, one more thing. I know I said it, that was the last thing. Hundreds of people who identify as dogs gathered, make that 1,000. 1,000 people, dogs, humans, whatever you call them. How can you identify as a dog? Organized in Berlin, Germany. Communicated by howling and barking. Onlookers yelled for animal control. That's it for the show. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Love you. TRIXXI'S Underground. Keep watching. Subscribe. It's free.